Are you thinking of redesigning or building a property management website? Well, before you do, you need to make sure that you get things right. Otherwise, you can end up in a point where you build a new website and all of a sudden you find a surprise down the road that you weren't anticipating. So, in today's video, I'm going to cover 9 essential questions that you need to know the answer to before you ever engage in building a new property management website. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. The first question to ask is, do I actually own the website? So some companies will tell you you own the website, but then if you ever want to leave them, you can't take the website with you. What that means is essentially you don't own the website. So you need to ask them, if I ever decide to stop your service, can I take the website and use my own hosting? If you can, you own the website. If you can't, you don't actually own the website. That is something you want to make sure that you're aware of because owning your website is pretty important. If ever you're not happy with the service provider and you want to leave, you're going to have to build an entirely new site from scratch when that might not be necessary. So keep that in mind. Do you actually own the website? The next question you want to ask is, how customizable is my website once it's delivered? Meaning, once you get the website and the company delivers the website to you, can you still make changes? Can you make design changes? What is the limits to that? It's just important to know. It's very normal that you might get a site where they can't change absolutely everything, but you want to know this ahead of time, not later down the road. If you had this big plan, let's say to add on a fancy new tool, and then you find out, oh, we can't do that, that's going to be a disappointment. So make sure that you have the answer to how customizable is this website once it actually goes live. The next question is, how customizable are header tags, URL structures, and metadata once the website goes live? So you need to make sure that you can change these things because these are extremely important for SEO. If you can't have unique H1 tags and page titles, that's an issue. You need to make sure that you're aware of this beforehand. Otherwise, you'll create the site, eventually get to a point where you want to start investing in marketing, and only find out then that you can't actually do the work on the website that's needed to get traffic to the website. So it's important to get that question asked beforehand, answered beforehand, so that you know how customizable the SEO areas of the website are, so that you know if you are capable of running a proper SEO campaign with that given website. Now, before I go into the next question, I just want to take a second and let you know about Upkeep Media. At Upkeep Media, we specialize in helping property management companies grow their business. We offer a free property management lead gen session to any property management company that's interested in growing. Reach out to us at upkeepmedia.com/growth. Go to that page, fill out the form on that page, and book a time to speak, and a member of our team will reach out at the time that you book. During that call, we'll walk you through what your competitors are doing to bring on new leads to grow their business. We'll show you where you're currently positioned from an online standpoint, and then we'll give you recommendations that you can look to implement regardless of whether or not we work together to help your business grow. So just visit upkeepmedia.com/growth, fill out the form on that page, and book a time to speak. The next question to ask is, how fast is the page upload speed on the website? So how quickly does this website load? That's extremely important. You want a website that loads quickly. This is important for SEO and it's also important for user experience. If someone gets to your site and it takes 5 seconds to load, they're going to leave. If it takes 1 second to load, they'll have a pleasant user experience. So you can use tools like GTmetrix to measure the upload speed of a website. And that's going to allow you to see how fast does the website function and give you a pretty good idea of whether or not this is a good performing, well-built website. Now, the fifth question to ask is, can I easily add a blog? If your website does not have a blog and you plan to drive traffic to your website, you're going to have a very difficult time. You need to have a blog in order to create content that goes in depth on different topics related to property management. If you don't have a blog, you have nowhere to really do that. So if your website does not allow you to easily blog, that's going to cause an issue with creating an SEO campaign for your property management company. So make sure that you know that answer and that it's clear cut. There's a clear blog section. It's easy for you to upload new blog posts and it's easy for you to go in the back end and actually make those changes whenever you want to. The sixth question is, are there other competitors in a market that have the exact same website design? You want your website to stand out. Your website essentially is your digital brochure. It's where people are going to find out about your business And you need to make sure that every competitor down the street doesn't have a website that looks almost identical. There's some markets where we literally see companies that have the exact same website as their competitor. And then they try to figure out, why don't I stand out in my market? Well, the truth is, you look exactly like everybody else. And if you look exactly like everybody else, you're not going to stand out. So find out, are there other competitors in my market with this exact website design? If there are, choose another design. The seventh question is, what does website support and maintenance look like? So you should know, once the website goes live, what does that look like? If I need to make changes to the website, how is that done? Who takes care of the security of the website? Websites break. So websites get hacked. That stuff happens. But if you don't have anybody that's maintaining the website, you're putting yourself at risk. What happens if rent is due and all of a sudden your website crashes? Now people are trying to go to your website to pay the rent and they can't. That is going to cause a lot of stress for you and your business. So make sure that you know the answer to these questions before you ever sign up for a new website. It's extremely important that you have somebody that's capable of easily making changes to the website when needed and that's capable of preserving the security of the website as well. The eighth question is around scalability. Can you easily add new pages to the website if you need to? So if you have a new service or you service a new area, those need to be added to the website. If you can't easily add new pages to your site to explain the new areas you service or to go into detail about the new services that you offer, you're going to run into issues. So find out beforehand, can I easily add on new pages to cover different markets that I'm in? Your website should scale as your business does. Don't get a website that's super rigid, that doesn't allow for adding on anything new, or if they do allow something new where there's like absolutely exorbitant cost to do so. So just find out all that information beforehand so that you don't run into surprises down the road. Now, the ninth question is this website designed to convert rental property owners? Are there owner-friendly messaging? Is there different call to actions throughout the website that entice an owner to actually reach out? Your website is at the end goal is to convert owners to actually reach out and become a lead for your business. So you need to make sure that the website is properly built to do so. Keep that in mind when you're signing up for the website, look through it and figure out, is this something that's actually going to get an owner to reach out and want to speak with my property management company? So if you're about to build a website for your property management company or about to redesign your website, keep these 9 questions in mind when you're trying to figure out who to go with to build a property management website. Now, of course, at Upkeep Media, we help companies build property management websites. So if you'd like help, don't hesitate to reach out. But even if you don't want to work with us, keep these questions in mind so that you don't make any mistakes that you're going to regret further down the road. Hopefully you like this video. If you did, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, it means a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.